Alright, you've done a little bit about mixing desks with Bun. This is a lot simpler. Alright, make sure everything's down to start off with. And you're going to be plugging these into the line inputs here. Alright, not the XLRs, and there's no other connectors that you can use really, but just the line inputs. Alright, and that will sort of make sure that sound is coming from here in stereo into the mixing desk now. Alright, we're nearly done. We need sound to come from the microKORG as well. Alright, and for this particular task, we're just going to have the sound coming back in mono. Alright, on the back here, on this sort of left hand side as you're looking at it, are the main outputs. Alright, and there should be one that says output left mono. Alright, it's this one that's in the middle. Alright, simply put that in there. Okay, and make sure that we're positioning the leads safely and out of the way. Alright, and this also goes into the line input on number 3. Alright, we're only going in mono, so we only need one of them. Okay. Alright, one last thing to hook up before we switch everything on. Alright, that's the headphones. Alright, we could use speakers, as I said, but that'll complicate things. Just to make sure we're getting sound from both sources, we've got a headphones, and the headphone socket will come out the mixer. Right, because obviously we don't want to put it in here or in just the laptop, because we wouldn't hear, if we put it in the laptop we wouldn't hear the keyboard and vice versa, so we need to hear both sound sources. Right, and that goes in the very sort of top corner one here, right, which says PHNS, which is sort of short for headphones. Right, that goes in there. Okay, so now we switch on. Right, the on switch for the microKORG is at the back. Right, the display will light up. There should be a light which comes on here. This starts flashing, you know that's on. Right, the on. Right, making sure that the mixing desk is down. Right, this particular mixing desk sort of switches on. There's no sort of on or off switch. It switches on as soon as you put the power lead on. So make sure that everything is down before you boot anything up. Alright, just going to put the password in. Okay. So we've configured everything, now we need to get some sound. Alright, and this is where I'm going to boot up Cubase. Alright, Cubase is on the desktop here. Just boot up Cubase. Alright, we're using Cubase 4. How does that look? Oh, it looks okay, there's not sort of nothing flashing, the monitor looks okay. Alright, now we're going to make a new project, just exactly the same as you're used to doing in class. Alright, make sure it's empty. Okay. Alright, there's a folder already in here that says workstation task. Use that one. Okay. Alright, now we're going to have to configure the software. Right, we've connected all the hardware up correctly. Right, now we're going to have to sort of configure the software. Alright, and we're going to do that by bringing in a MIDI track. Alright, not an instrument track, not an audio track, but we're going to bring in a MIDI track. Okay. Yep, that's the one that we want. Alright, in the inspector on the left hand side, alright, you've got to make sure that the two sort of labels, if you like, of directing the MIDI flow. Alright, the inputs, alright, is set to all MIDI inputs. That's what it defaults to anyway. And the output, which is directly underneath it, needs to go to microKORG XL1 sound. Alright, have you got that in, Paul? Alright, can you see that? Alright, that's the one that you want there. Alright, as soon as you click on that, alright, you can see there now, alright, that we're getting MIDI information. Alright, now we need to hear that. Alright, you can't sort of hear anything, alright, coming through there. Alright, the way we do it, alright, we've got the two signals. Alright, we've got the stereo in from the laptop and the mono in from the Korg. Alright, we put both of these sets of faders up. Alright, two stereo for the laptop and one mono for the microKORG. Alright, and bring the master faders up as well. Alright, if you just come close to that, alright, you should be able to hear. Turn it up. Alright, you can hear that, yeah? Alright. Now also, we've got the click So we're going to try and record some data now. Right, just in the usual way. Right, you can hear the click coming through there as well. Alright, and you can see the data sort of come in there. We know we're getting MIDI conversation. Alright, just let's press stop. And when we press playback, alright, you can hear the microKORG, right, playing back that rubbish melody line that I just did, and you can hear the click track which is being generated by the computer. Alright, so we know we've got both pieces of equipment running through the mixing desk, we can hear them, and that's it. Okay, good luck with the task. That'll do. How long was that in all?
11.
11.